Group 2 of the 2014 Spring Laboratory for Soil Mechanics Lab. Today we're going to be talking about Lab 4, which is a standard test for liquid limit, plasticity limit, and plasticity index for soils. First, the soil needs to be sieved through the number 40 sieve. Today we've obtained already 200 grams of mostly pure kaolin.
First, make sure the liquid limit device is clean and in working order. Calibrate the drop height using the gauge provided. Record the labels on your specimen containers, one for plastic limit and one for liquid limit. Then measure and record the mass of each specimen container. Add enough water to the soil in your mixing bowl to create a consistent mix similar to speckle, mixing thoroughly with your hands. You should be able to roll the soil into beads without them sticking to your hands. Obtain a small mass of your sample, approximately 2 grams, and form it into a small elliptical ball. Roll the mass between your fingers and the glass plate at a constant rate until it remolds into an 1/8 inch in diameter thread as it begins to crumble. If the thread gets too long, break it and keep rolling. Note: if the diameter of the rolled thread is less than 1/8 inch before it begins to crumble, dry your hands and work the entire soil pad into your hand to slightly decrease the water content of the soil, then roll the thread again. If the diameter of the rolled thread is greater than 1/8 inch when it begins to crumble, the water content is too low, so you need to add a little more water to the entire soil sample, mix, and roll the thread again. If the diameter of the rolled thread is equal to 1/8 inch when it begins to crumble, you have achieved a soil consistency equal to the plastic limit. Move to the next step. Once you've established the plastic limit water content of your soil, keep rolling in enough soil threads to gather approximately 10 grams of soil in each plastic limit specimen container. Measure and record the mass of each specimen container with the moist soil. Place the containers in the tray provided until you are done testing. Place all remaining soil back in the mixing bowl. Slightly increase the water content and mix thoroughly with your hands. Using your spatula, place a portion of the soil in the liquid limit cup and form a soil pad. Check the depth of the soil pad at the deepest point using the grooving tool. If the soil is deeper than the triangular wedge on the grooving tool, remove some soil using your spatula and reform. Groove in the soil pad using the grooving tool. The beveled edge faces forward and it should remain perpendicular to the bowl at all times. The soil may be difficult to groove at drier water contents. You may want to make several passes to avoid soil sliding. If the soil pad slides or a wedge of soil is dislodged at the base of your groove, you will need to start over. Turn the crank at a constant rate, approximately 2 drops per second, and count the number of drops until the 2 halves of the soil pat contact over a length of a 1/2 inch. Record the number of drops required to close the groove. Using your spatula, remove a slice across the soil pat and place the specimen in a container. Measure and record the mass of the specimen container with the moist soil. Repeat these steps until you have at least one specimen in each of the following N value ranges: 15 to 25, 20 to 30, and 25 to 35. Containers in the oven overnight. Measure and record the mass of each dry specimen container for all liquid limit and plastic limit specimens.
This includes lab 4. From the data you've gathered through this lab, you can obtain the average water content, the liquid limit, and the plasticity limit of each sample.